of the publishing persuasion, of the publishing persuasion, of the publish. Ah,
Please,
God.
I was ready for a live rendition.
No, every time I literally forget that that is our intro.
Same.
And every time you post about it, it's like a jump scare at the end.
I forget for some reason, maybe because we had the other jingle for so long, even though I edit it, it shocks me every time when I drop the file in.
It's a jump scare. It's a jump scare. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we
But
did it
in a great
when
way.
we had the idea, because we probably would have psyched ourselves out if we waited too long and tried to polish it too hard. We just dove in there, gave our best friend. It always cracks me up because at the end you can hear the smile in your voice that you're about to crack up, and so I laugh every time.
It's so funny. It's something. It's something,
It
you
really
know?
truly is.
Yeah.
One of a kind. When the future generations look back and uncover the sacred files of internet and they come across it, we'll be revered as gods.
Yes. Yes, we will. Yes, they will sing our praise. They will bow and sing of the publishing persuasion.
I can't do it on
Uh,
demand, apparently.
it's amazing.
You're
Anyway,
amazing.
yeah, thank you. Well, welcome everybody to the show, Two of the Publishing Persuasion.
Oh.
Ah, um, I'm Angela, and I'm here with Melanie, in case you
I
didn't
love
know.
the chaotic energy of this intro.
Uh, yeah, yep, just feeling it, feeling it. I've been sitting on my ass all day, and
Oh,
so
you
it
were
feels good
ready.
to, yes, it felt good. Felt right to have human talks and such. So
That's so
we're
real.
here.
If I'm in the
Yeah.
cave for too long and I haven't like had a proper chat with other humans, you feel kind of like, am I real?
Yeah. Is this life real? Is this world real?
Yeah.
No, I've honestly been like catching myself, but I can't get myself out of it. Of like just not having, I don't know if it's the energy or what,
Mm.
and it's not a new thing. It's a me thing. It's a problem I have of like and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the diagnosis is, but I cannot, like, I have the hardest time, like, replying to messages lately, replying to comments, text messages. Like, I have the hardest time, and it's not even that I don't want to. I just have the hardest time,
Mm.
like, I don't know what it is, like, pushing myself to do it. I don't know, what's happening in the brain. So like every single time like I post something, I'm like, Angela, you have to like
No.
converse with humans. You have to speak with humans. You live in a human world. And I don't
Mm.
know what is my
I don't
problem.
want to diagnose you because I'm like only have my own experience to go off, but it sounds like burnout.
Yeah.
Because I mean I'm very even my I've gotten a new mental health care plan and I've like specifically gone to a place that deals with neurodivergence and I said to the doctor I was like look I don't have an official diagnosis, it's 2 grand, I can't afford it. She's like she's like I'm just gonna go out on a limb just from talking to you and say this is the correct move for you. So there's like different types of like, as in the reason I say that, sorry, side quest, but I deal with that type of burnout a lot where it's hard to explain why. Even with people I love, I will just find it feels like walking through a brick wall, as in you just can't. You just reach a point where you're like, it feels so hard to think of the words to reply. It's it's
Yeah.
quite it's quite normal. And that's why I say not like saying that it's necessarily neurospicy, but like that's a type of burnout that I deal with a lot. It could just be like general burnout that, and you have been hustling really hard. So
Yeah, it definitely feels no, that makes honestly a lot of sense. I feel like I think especially when I'm drafting. Like I
Yeah.
was talking about in the episode with Petra, like when I'm drafting, my brain like it feels like I'm just sucked into the vortex.
Mm.
And like I can't get out until I'm done. I did finish drafting The Immortal Undoing, like it's done and I'm in the revisions in my revision era.
Holy
So I don't know
shit.
if my body still thinks that I'm in that mode and she's just like shut down. I don't know. So
Have you
I,
taken a break?
no, no, I have not because I was like, oh, I have to get this done. I did
Mm.
sort of on Sunday, or yeah, on Sunday because I don't remember why. I think Alicia was home or something. So I did take a
Mm.
break from writing. But yeah, I think my body's still just in draft mode, and so she's just like being a little bitchy. But I do need to take a break and just chill. Um, so I shall be doing that. I
You,
shall.
yes, as your friend, I've been a little bit worried how hard you keep pushing. I can cut that part out if that's too real.
No, no, I mean it's honest. It's true. Yeah.
I have been a little bit worried that you keep pushing, and I would love to see you take not just one random day when Alicia's home. I'd love to see you take like a week off. The writing will wait.
Yeah.
Just like you need to just lay out in the field and shoot the breeze with your goats. Like,
It's true
seriously,
though.
because
Yeah.
you're like, I don't ever want you to experience chronic burnout. And that what you're
Right.
talking about is like an early, your body's trying to tell you, like, you can't reply to messages and stuff. And listen, that happens on some days, but it's not like you. You usually love to
Yeah.
engage and reply. So I think your body's maybe telling you take uh, the writing world will wait for a week, and I think your body and your writing will thank you for it. And you may very well be bored out of your brains and feel very agitated and restless if you take time off. But I
Yeah.
think you have to fight it at this point because if you're getting like burnout symptoms and if you're just like kind of struggling to feel motivated about stuff, whatever, like it, you probably need a break even though you don't want one. Your brain will
Yeah.
fight it. Your brain doesn't want a break, but it needs a break. It's like exhausted toddlers when they're like crying, but they're like trying to stay up.
Yeah.
You have to think
No,
about
that
your
feels
brain
right.
like that because that's what it does. At least that's what mine does, and I've seen that happen for other friends as well. So just take care of yourself. I don't mean to go into therapist mode, but I can't help myself because I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I appreciate it because it's true. That is exactly that is what needs to happen. And yes, and I know I'm going to be traveling a lot
Mm,
starting next weekend, so I probably should stop and just
yeah, take the break now.
take a
You just had a
break.
book out. You just wrote a whole book. Like you've been on the go, 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 go. Is your sleep been okay?
Yeah, actually,
That's
sleep is not
good.
yeah, sleep hasn't been terrible. I'm not like a great sleeper as it is. Like I'm very finicky about sleep. Like I just will get up.
So no. So the answer is your sleep's shit and you've gotten used to it being shit.
Yeah, I've just never been a good sleeper. Like I'm the kind of sleeper, like I can't fall asleep unless there's noise, like a
Oh
TV
yeah.
on. I'm
Yeah,
one of
me.
those. Oh, are you?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I have a at the moment for the last 6 months I've had a train. I've got a train going through Switzerland, the sound of the train
No way.
traveling and it just loops for like 16 hours or like whatever, 8 hours. It will just, sorry, can you hear Goose?
Yeah, just pitter pattering.
And she's drinking. It's really
Oh,
noisy when I'm on the phone, so I thought I better check. Of course, she's gonna just tr choose now to hydrate.
well,
She
of
doesn't drink
course.
like all day, and then she's like, she never drinks like this in the morning. Anyway, whatever, diva.
Self-care, you got to listen to your needs.
Yeah,
If the girl needs water,
absolutely.
she gets water.
But yeah, the train has been working amazing.
I
Like I'll
love the
get to it
train.
because I am a sensitive sleeper as well. It took me a long time to like, but when I'm hypersensitive or burnt out, it's even harder. Like I can't, any little thing will wake me up. But yeah, the train's been really good. I'll send you the train if you want because it
I
just,
love the
I've
train.
always found like I used to travel on the train for work and I would just like for hours and I would like fall asleep on the train and just like the
The chicka 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 chicka.
yeah, the sound,
Yes.
the rhythmic sound of it flying over the tracks is one of my faves. So
Oh my
I
gosh,
send
I
you the
love that.
train.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
very
take care of
romantic sounding.
yourself and you can't always be You don't always have to be amazing and producing things and like, you know, you can just exist some days. I fucking had like a few days last week. I just had like a little mentee bee, just a little mentee bee. And I just like, I was like, I can't. And I just went outside and I just like got high on the balcony and I just I just lay there and then just looked up at the trees for hours. And like, I needed that moment. And I had a couple moments like that. And I actually felt like they were so profoundly healing for me. Because I think, especially as women, well, honestly, let's just put men in there as well. We always trying to just keep it together and be these
Mm,
like perfect, thriving, like growing and doing things and making money and like fucking constantly trying to overachieve ourselves. And and I just like fucking decided to just be like a piece of shit that day. That's how it felt to me, but it
yeah, yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like stop trying to do things. Just like let yourself have a crisis, blob around and get high under the trees, and it was glorious. And I think I actually need that balance of having days where I'm like, I don't need to be anything other than a human existing today. I don't have to be like
Yes.
funny. I don't have to be deep. I don't have to have the answers. I can just, that's why I say when I say like a piece of shit, it's a terrible thing to say, but like that's probably what my mind is telling me. If I just let everything go and I stop trying, that I'd be like some kind of loser with no
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm never gonna like, I always want my life to be better and more exciting and whatever, which is where that comes from. But you just have to let yourself go some days.
Let yourself be
Right?
shit.
Let
I love
yourself
that.
be a sack of shit someday. That's my motivational message for today.
And I have the visual too,
Yeah.
here's my visual that I have right now currently. Let me tell you.
I'm
I have a
ready.
visual of Melanie. Okay, she pulls up a little chair on her little balcony, okay? And then
I've got a
she,
poo full.
a what?
I've got like a it's like a bean bag crossed with a chair.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she's pulling that up
Mm.
and then she turns into literal shit. Like a nice, like have you ever watched South Park, Mr. Hanky, the Christmas kid?
Yeah. Mr. Hanky
Okay,
was
so
my bae at one point.
okay. Oh, Bay. Okay, so Melanie turns into Bay. She turns into Mr. Hanky, but it's her face on Mr. Hanky. Yeah. And so that's my visual is you're just like sitting on your chair as
Yeah.
Mr. Hanky, looking up high as a kite, up at the trees with the birds cawing. Yeah, magical things happening. I think that's very magical
That's
for you to
exactly
turn
how
into
it looks.
shit. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is because when you're constantly trying to be something and someone and like, you know, self-improvement and like trying to make myself a better person and whatever, it's great. It made me into someone I love. But at the same time, you just can't constantly be striving to be you wind up feeling like you're constantly juggling to try like be more thrifty, you know, like do all the self-care, write an amazing bestseller. Like the list gets longer and longer and longer, and sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to let all the balls fall. That's
Oh, it's so true. It's
you
so
know?
true because even when you're like, I'm gonna get a hobby, and then you do the hobby and you're like, I have to do it the best. I have to bedazzle the shit out of everything. And it becomes a not so fun,
Another
like just a
burden.
release. It's like I have to be the best bedazzler in town.
That's it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just how we're wired, how the world works, or what it is. But yeah, it's like even for me, like I love or I used to, I still do, but I love reading. But
Hmm.
now it's part of the job because now I'm reading books to blurb books, and so
Yeah.
it's not even a thing. Or like I'll put on a show knowing, oh, this could be a comp for a potential book. And so now things I'm not doing the things for the pleasure of it. It's doing it like, oh, this would also work for books in the future or for
Yeah.
work or blah blah blah. So yes, we need to just be
And
shit.
that's
Just
okay, and that's
shit.
smart because this is your business. But if you but making that distinction that now there's parts that feel heavy, that feel like work, you have to disconnect from it sometimes then, because otherwise it will all start to feel like work. And even the parts that
Yeah.
gave you joy, you'll start to dread it, like replying to people or whatever. But for the record, that's like a totally normal thing that happens to me a lot, like as well. But if you feel like it's extended beyond just like, oh, I got busy today and I can't be fucked, or like this friend understands that I'm like useless with replying. If it like starts to be like continuous, like I just, then it's
Yeah.
like worth pausing and
I'm there.
replenish.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely there. Like you should see, and it's not even that I get like so many texts from humans, but but my text messages, oh, I'm on Do Not Disturb. They're at like 400 unreplied text messages. And it's
Mm.
not even like, they're like group chats or,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
build up fast. Like family chats. It's all the things where I'm just like, I'll get to it. Or like I see it and I'm like, oh, I'll reply later when I'm, whatever. Like I just, yeah. So I'm definitely at the burnout
Mm.
stage.
Might be helpful
So
as
yeah.
well to leave some chats, or if not leave them, mentally put it on a list. Like I had to do that with Discord. Like I loved our Discord and I was in a couple Discords and it just somehow, and I'm like that with Goodreads. I want to get on Goodreads and boost everybody's books and like write beautiful flowery reviews. But for some reason, Goodreads, it's the final tier that I can't find the bandwidth
Mm,
for to write these little
mm-hmm.
clever, quirky things. And Discord was like that. I'd try to get on and I'd try to engage with the community and it just was like, oh. So some of it might be like whether you just mentally check out of the group and you're like, that group I don't have the bandwidth for and it's nothing personal. Maybe like mentally just take a moment to close some of those tabs because that's the other thing I'm finding. Like, I've been leaving so many tabs opened in my brain constantly, and that also winds up making me feel super exhausted sometimes. So
Yeah.
closing some of those tabs and I like get a bit poetic about it. Like if I'm moving on from something that didn't feel good for me, and I'll just be like, I wish this well. I wish it all well. I wish all these people well, but I can't keep investing because it's becoming heavy, you know? If you
Yeah. I
like
love that.
a
I
little,
love
because it's
that.
nothing. I think sometimes, yeah, and again, same. Like I don't know if it's just women or the way society's programmed us. You feel this guilt for not being there for everyone, for not showing up for everyone in like a meaningful way. And and that will fucking kill you if you try
Mm-hmm.
to do
Mm-hmm.
that for everyone. Like you're not a vending machine that people can just put coins in and like dole out their piece of Montoya for the day. Like there's a limit to that. Like and you have to like find what's replenishing that too because otherwise you wind up having like a nervous breakdown. And then you have to
Yeah.
like learn all these things a really fucking hard way. And I never want that for you, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. Yep, we're here.
Anyway, I
We're at
love
burnout,
you. We're
so
in our
chill.
self-care era again, you
Yes,
know?
we're
And
in
don't
our
forget,
shit.
like even just today chatting to our guest, and I was just like thinking I had like a little proud mama moment of you because I was just like remembering like back to the early days when you were like quaking in your boots to do any of these events. You were like stressing before your first event, before your
Yeah.
second event, before your third event. And and then here you are now, like pause and think about how like wild and wonderful and amazing it is that you who sweat in your boots and was so afraid of all these things, you've done all these things and you continue to do them. Like, just pause and give yourself some gratitude, you know? I'll stop
Yeah.
soapboxing now, but I really love you and I just want you to look after yourself and like release some of these demands that you're maybe feeling or whatever.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that. I'll take a purposeful break and just like
Yeah.
actually not write. I don't know if I've actually not written. I don't remember when I
It's
took an
gonna
actual
feel
break.
weird. So, but see,
Yeah.
that's like, it's very telling that you can't remember, you know,
Yeah,
and your
I don't think I
writing will thank
can.
you for it, you know, like having that gap, you will find your brain will reach critical mass and you will be exploding to put things on the page. And
I'll be
let
in
it
the
get there.
shower
You
with my
will
aqua
though,
notes.
because your brain
Yes.
is naturally creative. It's never going to stop busting those things out. So when you take that break, it's gonna just be like, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Too far?
No, it was another visual. I got another visual.
Maybe not the visual we wanted, but it's the one we deserve.
Kaboom. Ba-boom. Well, how have you been? What have you been doing?
Yeah,
Like, what
aside
is
from
the
my little
fun
minty
stuff?
bees that I feel like was super healing, I want to make a mundane complaint, mostly just to make you laugh. But can I make a mundane complaint
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sh
of
kind of
course.
shame myself? I cannot get rid of my goat elbows.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna show you, okay? You can
Okay.
laugh at me, okay? Look.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, because I lean on desks and I've always been a person who when I'm eating, I'm maybe it's rude. I put my arms up. That's how I'm comfortable. And when I'm writing, I'll often lean on the desk. Now, I did not realize until I don't know when I realized a year or two ago, and I looked in the mirror, I was like, the fuck is that? What is
So-
that dark little butthole on my elbow? It's my elbow. I've
Is
leaned
it
on
just
it.
like like callus?
It's like a goat. You know how they lean on their knees and they become
Yeah.
like all hardened over? I've made a little goat elbow. You can't really see it on my tattooed side, but on this
Yeah, yeah.
really visible. And I've been exfoliating and I've been moisturizing all fucking year and it's not going away. So I just felt like I'm just gonna bring it up. So if
Hey,
you
you
see
know
me
what?
out with my goat
You
elbows,
embrace that. You embrace that. Those come from hard work. Those come from good hours eating at the table with your elbows on the table, which you shouldn't have. But those come from those. Embrace it, enjoy it. You've earned that callus. Like
I
you
just
just
think if anyone has tips of how to get rid of them, I would mostly like to get rid of. I'm just gonna have to do double sleeves. I'll just go. This will be fully covered by the time I actually get it finished. So I think I'll just have to do sleeves on both sides to like cover my goat elbows. I'm not a dirty girl. I just
no,
lean on my
no.
elbows.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's great. No one is gonna judge you for that.
You know they are.
They shouldn't. If they are, they're terrible humans and they don't realize how hard you work. They don't realize that you've earned those.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful goat elbows. Gorgeous. Perfect goat elbows. Yes.
They really are perfect. So anyway, that's my mundane complaint for the day. Been bugging me out, but
Now I
I'm
need to
gonna
look at
cope.
my elbows. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
should look. You
It
might
could
have
be
goat
just
elbows
normal.
too. Maybe more
Yeah.
people. Probably it's writers probably have them more because they're hanging over our desks, just fraught with pain and anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Totally
aside from
normal.
that, I there is exciting news about Jingle These Bells, which you already know. But I do want to share on the podcast that we are actually going to get to pay our authors, which is so fucking wild. And the more people I talk to, the more I realize, like, obviously it's a small amount, it's small royalties, like we're just getting going. But the fact that, like, and this is no shade, but I've never gotten royalties from any of the anthologies I've done. And I think that's quite normal from what I hear from people. Like, if,
Hmm.
if an anthology makes enough royalties to pay their authors, it's doing really well. So it's like, especially in the indie space, it's hard to like get them up and going. So the fact that we are able to give our authors, all 15, royalties within the first 6 months of publication is pretty major. So I just wanted to celebrate
Yes.
that. I'm going to make a little reel about it later because, yeah, it's rarer than the more people I talk to, the rarer you find out it is. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people do an anthology to just like, boost things or
Yeah, just to
whatever.
write things. No, I mean, when you really think about 15 humans, that's a lot to separate.
Yeah.
And so for us to still have royalties enough to spread it out amongst 15 humans is wild. We're
It is
amazing.
wild. So I wanted to really celebrate that because it can be, man, one of my friends, he said to me the other day, he was like, our brains are like trained to, he's like, one of the reasons it's so easy for brains like ours to get depressed is you always scan for threats, and that's kept humanity safe. So when you
Mm,
see all the positive things, you're like, oh, that's safe, and you just let it go. Whereas all the fears and all the horrible things of the world, you're like scanning, scanning, keeping it, trying to keep myself safe. And I was just like,
damn.
man, shit, that's actually reprogramming me thinking like that because I defo do it. And so I really want to like focus on like gratitude and like what I already have and like thinking about things that way. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's talk about the fact we get to pay our
Yeah.
authors. And it's major, and not a lot of people make it to that point. So,
Yes. Hell freaking yes. Yes. And it's because our authors were amazing. Our stories in the books were spectacular. So,
yeah,
of course, we're out here making the bucks. Like, people should be
absolutely.
reading Jingle These Bells. And yeah, that's wild. That's so cool.
So, so cool. So I can't wait for that. And yeah, it feels like yeah, the other day I let myself sit with it. I was like, that is really cool. And it is a testament to our team, to us,
Yeah.
to Robin, to all our amazing authors and how hard everyone hustled for release. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah. For it, especially for our first go at
that's it.
we didn't just go small. We did a whole ass anthology. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, if you
yeah.
were actually able to gather the information for first time indie publishing houses, for first time releasing a book, I think you would find that it is in the like top 0.1% of actually being able to turn it and have hustled and to have gotten money coming in. It's Australian dollars right now, so it'll be less for you guys. It'll seem like less, but Australian dollars, it's $70 for each author right now. So I'm also
That's
trying to do a little, it's
amazing.
amazing. Like that's
Yes.
dinner.
That
That's dinner
is.
for
That's a
the
fancy dinner.
that's a fancy dinner. So yeah, like I'm also trying to just hustle a little bit now to do a little boost and see if we can get it up a little bit more. And that's why I was like, I'll do a reel or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations, because we did that, and that was like on top of all the other shit you were doing. So it's so
Yeah.
understandable that you need a break now. Like shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I don't take into account that we also, not only were we writing books, but we were also editing a whole anthology all throughout last year, which is
Yeah,
insane.
we did that.
Yeah.
Like it looking back, it is insane. But it's wild that like we took that on top of like all the other things we're trying to do. But I'm so glad we did because yeah, it's such a highlight for me of everything and I feel like with this kind of thing, and this is what I'm loving about indie, I'm already thinking like, yep, Christmas in July, I'll do a little boost then. End of
Yeah.
the year, I'll do a little boost again. I'm gonna keep on trying to build the brand for that and see what happens. Like, because I think it could be pretty magical. And I think that's what Petra was saying. Like, ultimately, it comes down to word of mouth and loving a book and sharing that and passing it on. And that is like such a fucking long game. It can feel like you're not even doing well at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We're doing all the things and we still feel like we're not doing well because there's no instant gratification. Never. Never. We're
Never.
like fucking saints
Truly.
of waiting.
For real. I remember like when I was still in my church days, I used to pray. I used to pray, God, make me humble and patient.
Mm. That was a tall order.
And you know what? I became an author. And I haven't got like the humility part, but patience, I'm really working on that. So
We
maybe
don't get a choice. We don't get a choice on being patient. It's forced upon us to learn patience.
yes.
There's no like, I don't know, actually think I ever like become patient. I just practice patience, you know?
Like
It's like literally. Also,
yeah.
sad news, but I'll fix it.
Oh no.
It's not sad, it's mostly hilarious. So the other day, I was in the shower and I came back out and I was like, oh, I was like, what? I was like, what a good girl, Goose. She's eating her bone, I thought.
Oh no.
Little did I know my warrior had fallen off the shelf and she gnawed off its fucking, she thought it was a stick. It's gonna be easy. It's an easy fix. They just have to super glue his headpiece back and his spear. She was having the little gnaw of her life on this warrior. She pounced on as soon as it fell.
Good guardian. You have to ask yourself, why did he fall when you were in the
Mm,
shower?
that's a good point. He was trying to get to me.
He was trying to get to you, and Goose, she cock blocked you, is what
He
happened.
did. What a bad girl.
He might
Ah,
have tried to come to life for you.
I think
I'm
it
just
happened.
saying.
So aside from the break that you'll be taking, is there
Yeah.
anything like coming up that you're like looking forward to after your week off?
Yeah. Well, okay, so yes. Next weekend I'm going to San Antonio, Texas. I'll be there with Sandra Proudman at the San Antonio Book Festival. So I'm really excited about that.
Mm.
Then the week after that, I will be in New York for BookCon,
Oh my
which is
God.
really amazing. And then the weekend after that, I'll be in LA for Y'all West. So I'm
Woo!
gonna be very busy next month.
She is fully
Um,
booked.
Super fully booked. I'm really excited.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. So I definitely need to take a break and just chill for a little bit because those are gonna be very
Mm.
busy weekends coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah, you
Yes.
need to like hoard your energy now and replenish that well. Have you been doing
Yes.
your music walks around the block?
No, I have not. I did a few. I've been trying to get up and move more because
Yeah.
my leg, like, when you're sitting so long, your legs just need to be moving. So I've
Oh
been getting
yeah.
up and going and walking around.
Good.
Yeah. So Smokey and I have been doing our little walks. But yeah, I haven't been doing my magical musical walks, which I'll have to get to because
I think it's
those are the shit.
time.
Yeah.
Replenish that well.
Yeah.
Side note, just because we brought up TikTok earlier, I made a note to tell you this because it's been cracking me up. So I think because you mentioned you've left TikTok in the dirt, and honestly, I haven't been on there in months. Like, and also, aren't they like hoarding people's information and stuff or something?
Probably, yeah. I
Something
would imagine
dodgy.
so.
All the
I would
things they
imagine
were
so.
worried about the original company
Yeah.
doing, they're doing
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. It
So,
feels right.
but what I've been dying to tell you about is I've got this like little dodgy game and it's so old. You just throw balls and you get them in a line and they vanish. And I don't have a free version, so I'll get ads. Now, the only other ads that I've gotten on this game is that like weird king game where you have to escape and nobody
I
plays it.
see that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like that if you download it. It's like it's a fake
Um,
ad. They're fake
of
ads. So I
course.
get that ad and I get Temu ads when I play this game. And now, recently, I get TikTok ads. Let me read you the ads that I've been getting from TikTok on this app. I swear TikTok's dying. And honestly,
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for them because these ads are cringe. I'm not kidding you. This is the ad I got. Did you know sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins? Learn this and more on TikTok. Was the first ad I got. Be the first to discover on TikTok another ad, separate ad. And then, oh my God, this one killed me. TikTok guides you to a neat and organized desk.
Sure. Dang, TikTok is
They're
thirsty.
thirsty. So from this, I'm just like, oh, there must be dying. Like I've never seen TikTok advertise like this ever. And you would think it would have popped up everywhere before when it was going viral, but it didn't need to because
Yeah, because
it
it
was
was
popping
TikTok.
off.
Like everybody was
And
on it.
yeah, and doesn't it feel like loser?
Yeah. It's giving loser.
It's
It's giving
giving TikTok's
loser.
dead. So you heard it here first.
Yeah.
TikTok's dead.
TikTok's dead. I mean, yeah, I gave it up a while ago. And
Mm.
honestly, because I felt like you were saying how our brains just search for the bad. Doom scrolling is such a real thing because your brain is constantly like, I need to know what's
Yep,
happening around the world. And granted, you should know what's happening, but the way it feeds you is where you just don't want to stop looking. And I needed that
exactly.
break because I'm already on my burnout era. So
Yeah.
I needed the break. And I find with Instagram, like I don't scroll like through the For You reels as
Mm,
long. Like I'm like, and I get over
yeah.
it. But something about TikTok like just sucks you in. So
I think it's purpose. This could be fake news, but Phil told me the other day, yeah, it's not going to be fake news. A girl, I believe, sued and won against TikTok for ruining her life because she was able to make a case and prove that the algorithm actually formed an addiction cycle. And so
wow.
it could be like opening the floodgates for people because it's actually is designed like gambling to just draw your brain in and keep it there and keep it stuck. So
I
people
mean,
like
yeah,
something's shifting in the atmosphere now. So anyway,
good.
sorry, I've
Well,
gone on so
speaking
many
of,
side quests.
yeah, we did, we did. Speaking of someone that is worthy of your time,
Mm.
we have an amazing guest today. Um, you didn't compliment me on that segue.
It wasn't your finest work.
What? How dare?
It was
How
okay.
dare?
It's
How
okay. I'll give you half
dare?
a star. I'll give you half a star. It's not a gold star segue.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Speaking of a golden star, the full star, we have the amazing Petra Lord on the show, friends. Petra Lord is the New York Times and indie best-selling author of Queen of Faces. She has a BFA in TV writing from New York University, which
Mm.
she uses to recommend TV shows to her parents and predict the endings of movies. Oh, we should have asked what's her favorite show.
Yeah, we
I
should.
mean, okay. Anyway, back to this. She's currently based in Los Angeles, where she feeds her dual addictions to hot pot and Korean barbecue, with an incessant drive to do karaoke on Tuesday nights.
Slay.
Petra Lord. Petra Lord slays.
Such an icon. As always, your sense for people. God forbid I was the one booking the guests. You are an icon. You always bring on the best energy people, and here's one of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. That was okay. I
That's
like how you
how
gave,
you
yeah,
segue.
yeah, you turned my brain because you were complimenting me and then you switch it into the segue. See, here I was thinking it was going one way and then you boom hit it with the segue. Okay, that was good. All right, that was
Yeah.
fine. A star for you.
Thank you. I'll take my
Just
star.
like Petra Lord is a star. Although I already used that one. Damn it.
You're a star. You're the true star. I fucking love you. It's gonna cut
I
us
love
off
you
any
too.
second.
It's true.
Please look after
Yes.
yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be a whole new woman. I'll
It
be
doesn't
shit.
have to be tomorrow, darling. It can take time.
Oh, okay, okay,
Don't
fine.
rush your healing.
If I'm gonna heal, I'm gonna heal the
I'm
best.
actually tomorrow. You heal tomorrow. We're good. Sometimes
You
it
just wait. You just wait and see how healed I am.
I'll give you a gold star for that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Well, Petra is here immediately, so let's get into
Woohoo.
it. I'm excited.
Let her in.
Dun, dun, dun. Did you meet at an event?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
actually.
thought I saw a photo of you. So,
Yes.
hello.
Hi,
Hello. How are you?
doing great. How are you guys?
So good. So excited to have you on, and thank you for like fitting us in amongst your massively, wildly busy schedule. So we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I'm sure you guys
Yeah.
are pretty busy too.
Here and there, here and there, but we haven't been on the Kelly Clarkson show. And I believe, was it Kelly Clarkson you were on,
I'm not
Petra?
quite sure that I can believe that I was on the Kelly. Uh, it still feels very, very surreal.
Wild. Like how was that day for you? How was that experience for you?
To be honest, there was a moderate bit of bone-splitting terror mixed with the elation. I'm personally one of those, naturally introverted authors, so like even just the prospect of like public speaking in front of like a crowd of people at a book event was scary to me in February. And then like speaking on national TV was like a whole other level. So I was
I bet.
extremely anxious. I periodically entered a bit of a fugue state, but it was also really incredibly exciting and just so wonderful.
Oh my
Yeah. I mean,
God.
honestly, just seeing the clips that I've seen of you, it was so amazing and profound. And to have your message and talk about your book on such a humongous stage, I mean, that is just amazing. So
I feel like
congrats.
unimaginably fortunate. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, you have, it's wild to me that your book came out in February and now here you are, like all over the
Crazy.
place. Like that is what a whirlwind for you. Oh my gosh.
Definitely.
As a
Yeah.
fellow anxious person, what did you do to like manage the stress in the moments?
I think just like barraging through it, to be honest. I think certainly I'm really glad that I did the taping after my launch week, because doing a bunch of events in front of a lot of people, I think sort of gave me a little bit of more of experience in terms of like talking in front of people and answering questions and remaining vaguely lucid and coherent when you're feeling very nervous. So I think going to all of that stuff in advance was really, really helpful. As for the day of, um, I don't know. I think I just let myself feel the anxiety and kind of pushed forward anyway, which I feel like is the only thing you really can do.
Mm, yes, you're
Yeah.
speaking to my bones.
That's it. It's like feeling sweaty and feeling nervous and feeling sick, but just doing it anyway.
Yeah, I would say so. Also, speaking of events, I just saw the Y'all West schedule. I think we're gonna be on a panel. We're on a panel together. I think, right?
Oh, good. I didn't
I think
check the
yeah.
schedule yet.
We're on a
Oh, yay.
panel together in the afternoon. I think,
Oh, okay.
which is
That's
very cool.
awesome. Oh
So
my
we'll get to
gosh.
meet you in person in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Well, actually, I met you briefly at the North Texas Teen Book Festival. Is that what it
Yes,
was called?
yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have
No,
like
no, no.
literally the worst memory alive.
No, no,
Like
no,
my
no.
copy editors hate me because I am literally constantly forgetting details about my own stories.
Don't even stress.
You've been through enough. You have been through enough. You have been so busy, so don't even worry about it. And that was a wild experience anyways. And we were all over the place and it was really so cool. Was that one of your first like conventions or festivals that you got to attend?
Yeah, one of the first. I did Children's Institute and ABA last year, so that was like sort of like dipping my toe into the experience, but starting like late January, early February, all the events and stuff was like just throwing me in the deep end fully.
Yeah,
But now I
fully.
feel pretty comfortable with them, honestly. Pretty
Mm.
comfortable for the
Yes. Oh my
most
gosh.
part.
Awesome. I can't wait to see you at Y'all West. That one's always fun. Have you been just as well, were you passing out ARCs or was that somebody else I was talking to?
Wow,
Have
you
you
have a
been there before?
really good memory.
Okay.
I was there last year. I wasn't there as like an author who was like speaking at a panel or like doing any signings or anything. I was just basically signing stock because Macmillan was doing like a giveaway thing at their booth,
Mm.
Cool.
which
Amazing.
was
It's such a
very
fun
cool.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And to be
really
around so
neat.
many like teen readers in particular is just so cool.
I felt so
Yeah.
tall. I was like, how do you do, fellow kids?
That's awesome. I never feel that way. I always have to wear heels just to be maybe the same height. So that so good for you. Good for you.
I'm
Okay,
tall,
well,
so I can
yeah.
relate. My
Oh
friend,
yeah.
my friends just come into my breasts for a hug.
Every time I like have taken a photo with like a reader at an event, I'm like always like crouching down so much because all my readers are inevitably not extremely tall.
Yeah. Like I almost developed like a hunch because all my friends growing up were super short. I'm not that tall, but compared to them, I was. So I was just like, let me fit into the
Revenge.
photo. Well, we're so
Well,
excited to
yeah.
have you on, and I just want to dive into one now because I'm so curious now. What is the strangest thing you own? We love to ask our guests, and I'm dying to know.
I thought a lot about this question, and like I'm really not sure because I'm like such a minimalist.
Mm.
I own so few things. Back in like 2018 when I was an undergrad, I lived in New York and my apartment got infested by bed bugs twice.
Oh my
And
God.
I had to like throw out like half the things I own. So I think I'm honestly still scarred by that. And by the fact that I'm still at a stage of life where I feel like I'm like moving semi-frequently. So
Mm.
I tend to go like very light and minimalist. Like my dad, when he visited a couple of years ago, was complaining that my walls were too bare bone and I didn't have enough decoration. Uh, but I have a couple of posters now. I do have an electric kettle. I guess is a slightly odd thing. I drink copious amounts of hot water, so
Oh,
Really good for
that's
that,
that's
you.
probably the
yeah.
closest thing. That's the closest thing to a strange thing, but it's not all that strange in my view.
Okay, but I have to, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on a side quest. Forgive me. I have to circle back to the bed bugs because I heard about when it was like going everywhere over the world and people were getting these infestations. I was so anxious about it happening.
Oh,
Is that gonna
every time
re-traumatize
at an
you?
event, I check the bed. I check the bed. I pull up the
Yeah.
covers and I check very carefully the mattress every time at a hotel because I'm paranoid now
Okay.
because it's awful. Bed bug infestations are awful. They get in everything. They're so hard to get rid of.
Are they
Uh,
big?
you
Because
know,
I
you have to
heard they
avoid
were
everyone
big.
like a leper. Oh no, they're very tiny, but that's part of the
Tiny.
problem because they're really hard to find. They multiply and they're really good at staying out of sight.
Oh, is it like
Oh my
So
God.
scabies?
it basically just yes, and then you have to avoid everyone like a leper because you could potentially spread the bed bugs to them, and then their house is all infected. The second time my apartment got bed bugs, both of my roommates had gone home for Christmas already, and I was about to go home, and then we got bed bugs, and it was
Oh my
horrifying because
God.
I had to deal with it all on my own. And then I was terrified of accidentally bringing the bed bugs back in my suitcase to my childhood home, filled with all of these beautiful bookshelves full of books. Um, that would have been horrifying. Thankfully, avoided that.
Mm. Oh my God. It's hectic. I had
Yeah, that's
scabies
rough.
when I was in my teens and it sounds the same like the same thing and it's just horrible. I was just like so paranoid of this plague. I'm sorry that happened to you and I'm sorry for re-traumatizing by asking these questions, but I was like, "Oh my
No, it's
God."
all good. It's all part of the healing process.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You gotta, yeah, re-talk about it, heal through it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, that's something I'm gonna be thinking about for a long time. But what is something that you think about way too often?
Mm.
Um, Probably food.
Mm,
Food all the time. I am basically for the last year and change, I have been aggressively slowing my advance on ordering way too much restaurant food. Um, I just cannot stop ordering at nice little restaurants. I think they're so delicious and
Mm.
so compelling. I can't stop doing it. It's really a problem, quite frankly, but I can't stop.
no,
Relatable.
that's a good problem to have, actually. I think that's very
Tell that to
valid.
my bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just won't tell her. We won't tell your bank account. She doesn't have to know.
Yeah. I live very close to Melbourne City, and so like I can actually order as well, take out from the little fancy restaurants, and I resonate. It's a problem because you're like,
Dangerous. Postmates, they're dangerous apps. You just press two little buttons and you get tasty food. Ooh, very dangerous.
It is. Yeah. Okay. That's a valid thing to think about often. Yeah. Now I'm also hungry, so I have lots to think about after this conversation. Okay, I want to take it to your author journey to becoming a writer. Like, did you know you always wanted to be a writer?
I think this is probably like a cliche answer among authors, but yes, I did. I did want to write from a very young age. Me and my older sibling, when we were kids, we wrote these comics about our family cats that were basically like a ripoff of Star Wars that involved them fighting a bunch of evil dogs in a doghouse in space. It was very silly. We did not know how to spell words, but from a pretty young age, I guess I was putting stories together.
That's so cute.
Mm.
That's so
So cute.
sweet.
Well,
Oh, I love
I want to
that.
hear a little bit about your journey to actually getting like from that early buds of writing, where did it get serious? Like when did you start thinking like I want to do this as a career and that path?
I started wanting to get serious in high school, but the first thing that I ended up actually gravitating towards was like a young child, I wanted to be an author. Then, as a teenager, I wanted to be like a screenwriter.
Mm.
So I applied and got into NYU Tisch, which is the film school at NYU. And I got my undergrad degree in TV writing. But which was very wonderful and it was very compelling. But I actually started writing Queen of Faces as a side project when I was at film school. Just kind of this weird creative playground where I could do whatever I wanted, not really have to worry about writing a viable pilot,
Mm.
not necessarily have to worry about being just obviously commercially viable. I could just kind of be weird and dark and sort of explore what I felt like exploring.
Mm.
And I was posting chapters online for free as a web novel, uh,
Oh,
Wow.
kind of
cool.
like Andy Weir and The Martian, back before The Martian was published as a book. And I got like a small audience, like nothing crazy, nothing huge. But as time went on, I ended up getting just more and more passionate about it. Like the more time I spent on it, the more obsessive I became with it. And
Mm.
then Q March 2020, I'm in the middle of my job hunt after graduating college. Obviously, nothing of note happened in March 2020 in the world. Um, so when the
Yeah.
pandemic hit, I was stuck at home with my parents. I ended up just like sinking unimaginable boatloads of time into this thing. I was
Mm.
working on this thing like dawn to dusk, like 16 hours a day, because I was just like at home with my parents. There was nothing to do. There was a pandemic on. I'm definitely not the only person who got a lot of writing done during the pandemic. I feel like it was a big creative catalyst for a lot of people. But I was actually typing so much, I gave myself something called thoracic outlet syndrome, which is essentially amounted to nerve damage in my hands.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It was like I got shocking, like stabbing electric pain whenever I typed, whenever I did dishes, whenever I did like almost anything with my hands. It made it impossible to type. It made it impossible to work. It was terrible and awful, and I technically still have it, just in a much more mild form. It's taken me a long time to kind of get to that 90% recovery point. But anyway, while I was in the throes of this injury that made it impossible for me to physically type, I decided that I wanted to turn my weird project and actually traditionally publish it.
Hmm.
So at the time, it was about 500,000 words, and I needed to cut it down to around one fifth of the length before I queried it. Because as you guys know, if you try to query a book that long to agents, they are all going to laugh at you. So I cut down the book by about 80%, and I had to do that almost exclusively using voice typing.
Oh,
I
wow.
essentially had like a Bluetooth headset, Bluetooth trucker headset, and a mic, and I had to like verbally dictate every like period, new line, press tab. I had to dictate all of that into the mic, which was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Probably like the darkest point of my career as an author, but
Mm.
the results were unimaginably worth it, and that was what got me an agent. That was what got me this book deal, and finally, like all these years later, the book is now out.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness. That is that is so like inspirational, honestly, and obviously and terrible and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Like how did you Because I'm assuming you're writing now. Like I'm hoping you're working on the second book right now. Um,
Yes, I am.
so are you still using your Bluetooth like dictator, or are you
Not
writing?
anymore. I haven't used it for years. Fortunately, I have some incredible physical therapists, and I've recovered to the point where like rock climbing might be beyond me, but typing books is totally within my purview now.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, book two is actually basically done at this point.
Okay.
I'm working on the first pass right now. The first pass just came in. It's just a
Good.
bunch of, tiny little tweaks before the thing is essentially finished. My main thing that I'm working on right now is actually book three, which, because of publishing timelines and how these things work, the draft is due in November. So wish me luck.
You got this.
Yes, it's
Thank
gonna be
you.
great. It's gonna be
Every
so
time,
good.
I don't know about you guys, but like every time I'm on deadline, I'm like, shit, did I forget how to write? Do I know how to write?
Oh, yes. Every single time. Every time I start like a new draft of any project where it's just like a blank page, I like hate myself. I hate it so much. Like I love revising. I hate
Me
drafting. It's
too.
so,
All
oh
first
God.
drafts suck.
Oh,
Fuck
they
first drafts.
really do. And I
Mm.
know people that just love it and it brings them so much joy. To me,
I
it's a
don't get it.
torment.
Yeah, I can enjoy like a proper outline. I enjoy like the process of revision and sort of rediscovering the story. I can even enjoy like doing little touch-ups when the book is basically done and I can just be proud of my work. But the first draft is always a mess. It's always a mess, and I always look at it and I'm like, damn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really healing to hear other people verbalize that because I literally go through that process of like, do I even know how to do this anymore? Like when you start with the blank page. So I think a lot of people are going to be healed by your words right now.
Who is it? I think Jennifer Lynn Barnes at NTTBF said, and like she's been like publishing books for like what, like over 2 decades now, and she says like every single time she
Mm.
starts a new book, it's like she's starting over from the beginning, essentially, with her writing. It's like she's like learning how to write for the first time, and that's kind of how it is with every book. And that actually makes a lot of sense to me because, as authors, we're not just doing the same repetitive task over and over again, like, I don't know, like a chef or a pilot or something. We're essentially having to reinvent the wheel every single time we make
Mm.
something new. So that actually makes perfect sense to me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It does make sense to me now after you
When you
explained it
put
like
it
that. That was
exactly.
so helpful to my brain. You're right. It's a whole new thing every time. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
like just meditate on that today.
that was good. That was really good.
Thank you.
We're gonna replay that during the
It'll be in the
once we
sound
say.
bite.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned, one of the hardest times in your writer career. What has been the best thing? What has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
I think by far the most rewarding part has been like seeing reactions from readers, whether it's like on like social media or whatnot, or just like something that they send to me. Just like I think, and then again, I'm sure you guys can speak to this. I think, regardless of like what like accolades the book does or doesn't get, I think like ultimately we're all writing and making art so that we can connect with readers and so that our work can, resonate. And just hearing someone say that they loved the book, that they, you know, were excited by the plot twist, that they invested in the characters, that they just emotionally really clicked with everything. That I think to me, I mean, like that's why we do it.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. I love that.
yeah. Well, I want to hear a little bit more about your amazing new release, Queen of Faces. Can you tell our listeners a bit about that?
Absolutely. Time for the elevator pitch. All right. Queen of Faces is a young adult dark academia or epic fantasy set in a world where the rich can buy and swap bodies like clothes. It's about a girl who is trapped in a dying male body that is slowly rotting from the inside out. And to escape it, she has to become a mercenary for her nation's elite magic school. And in the process, she gets swept up in revolutions, conspiracies, and a found family of criminals. I like to pitch it as Six of Crows meets Babel.
Oh
Yes,
my
please. Yes,
God.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
That sounds fucking incredible.
Oh, thank you. I've practiced that elevator pitch like a million times.
You killed
I feel
it.
like as authors who like go to events, I feel like you get like so good at just pitching your book in a very short period of time just because you have to do it over and over again.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so true. It's like after a while you get it down and then the next book comes and you're like, "Oh crap, here I have to do it again."
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna need to re-prep all of my event stuff once
you
book two
are.
comes out. Oh,
Yep, you're gonna have to
it was
rework
so much
this.
work. It was so much work practicing everything. Now I just get to coast on book one, but book two, I'm gonna be starting over from the beginning again.
Yep, yep. It's the struggle is real. Yeah, I just recently announced my fourth book, and I could not tell you for the life of me what it's going to be, like what it's about. Like it right now,
Congrats
I have
also.
4 paragraphs to tell you and explain it. I can't. I'm gonna have to whittle it down and learn, like you with your 500,000 words
Mm.
into 1/5 is wild. I love that. Um,
Very
Okay, so
difficult.
you started working. Were you originally starting to do this like as a screenplay or just like a book, just for
I
fun,
sort of
sending it
actually
out?
always envisioned it as a prose work. There's lots of stuff that's I think like great about like visual mediums, but one of the things that I love about prose is just how internal you can get.
Mm.
I particularly love first person for that. I think
Mm.
just prose can show so much internal stuff that is really hard to cleanly visualize on a screen, which is why I think I always envisioned this book as like prose rather than a screenplay. That said, a lot of people who have read it have told me that my prose sounds super cinematic and that they can all
Mm,
visualize it as like a movie or a TV show. So I think that's probably some of the screenwriter training that's slipping through.
yeah, I
Mm.
love that. Do you think, would you prefer it as a movie, as television, as an animated series? Like in your mind, if you could have one and it could be one, what would you do?
Have you guys seen the Netflix show Arcane?
Hell
Oh my
yes.
God.
That was my dream, like pie in the sky, truly. Like genuinely, this is pie in the sky. I don't expect this to happen at all, but my pie in
Let's
the sky dream
manifest
would be for
it.
like the Arcane guys to adapt it into a show.
Hell
I think that
yes.
would be
You
the
know that.
best. God, I love Arcane so much.
Yes, they fucking killed it. It's just the coolest. I mean, just visually, it's
Mm.
so, so cool.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
you speak
manifesting
it.
that
Yeah,
for you.
speak it aloud and it can come into existence, you know? Well,
Please, please.
you it's happening. I feel it in the waters. I wanted to ask, you told us a bit about like your amazing writing journey. So, can you tell us like maybe something like when you're writing, what's like something you do to get you in the zone?
I think certainly when I'm like stuck or I feel really blocked on something, my number one trick that like works 90% of the time to like get me through the difficulties is taking a shower.
Mm.
Um, I'm
Yes.
one of those authors, all of my best ideas come from the shower. Like genuinely, if you read any of my books and you see like a cool line of dialogue or like, like a cool plot point and you're like, oh, like that was pretty nice. Odds are I came up with it in the shower. I think there's something about just the heat and the calming serenity and just like detaching my mind from having to focus on any one thing that
Mm.
just lets it kind of wander and all of my best creative ideas come from it. So I will spend like hours and hours all day like banging my head against my keyboard trying and failing to solve some like plot or character problem, and then I will step in the shower and I will solve it in like 10 minutes.
Mm.
Sometimes it just takes like relaxing and letting your brain
Yeah,
just like take a moment.
totally.
Okay, so when that inspiration strikes, like when that line hits, are you writing it right away? Like are you like, no, I have to finish the shower first? Like how are we keeping
My
it fresh?
my roommate slash best friend gave me like the best gift. that I have ever received, like a year, 2 years ago. It's called Aqua Notes, and it's a waterproof notepad and pencil with like suction cups that you can attach in the shower. So like if I come up with like 17 different ideas in the shower, I can just write them all down, finish the shower, and then not have to remember them all when I step out. It's like I recommend it for like all writers. It's so helpful.
Oh my God, we just found your coolest, strangest thing. This is
Oh yeah, I guess that
amazing.
is.
Yeah, that's true. Not many people have an Aqua
No,
Note.
they might after
Uh,
this. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would I would totally take any sort of corporate sponsorship deal with them. I use them all the
Mm.
time. I go through like a million notepads with every new book. I love it so much.
So it's like actually a notepad. I was picturing
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like a
whiteboard. It's like a book.
no, it's like a notepad where you can rip the individual notes off.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and a pencil.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. I thought it was just like going linked
Yeah.
to your phone or something,
Oh
but
no,
this is
nothing
cooler.
fancy like that. Yeah, just analog, pure analog. Just a
Mm.
little
I
notepad
love that.
that's waterproof and a waterproof pencil on little suction cups.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Aqua Notes?
Aqua Notes, yeah.
I'm fucking obsessed. Okay. Please thank your roommate and your best friend
I do every day, every day.
Yeah. And you've
for
also,
all of us.
yeah, and even just the reminder of the shower, like it's such a valuable like reminder that it's not just to get clean. You can have like a full self-care spa moment, meditative retreat in your shower. Like it's pretty
It's true.
amazing. Again,
Showers
you've
are the
healed
best.
me today and reminded me how to continue in this wild journey, you know? We need these
So
tools.
wild. Such a
Yeah.
wild journey.
It really is. Has there actually been anything that has really surprised you about your publishing journey?
Ooh, goes into some of the stuff we talked about, but I don't think I quite realized like how much public speaking there would be.
Mm,
Uh, and in this, like, I am, you know, very fortunate as an author that I get to participate in all these various events, in front of people. But I think I always envisioned, you know, being an author as just purely the sitting in your little room alone and typing away at your keyboard. And it is that, but it's also like 5% going out in front of a bunch of people and trying to explain and sell your book to them, which is very difficult.
mm,
Yeah. It is,
yeah.
especially for an introverted person. Like, are you finding tricks to sort of help you when you are at these events? Like, do you, like for me, because I am also very introverted. So I know I need alone time. I know after the event or before the event, I need to be in my room by myself for a little bit. And
Definitely.
if
I think
I'm
I'm like
not,
that
it
too.
throws me all the way off if like somebody comes into my space. I'm like, and I don't know how to like verbalize that, but I'm just like, lock the door.
I'm
So
the
are there
same
any tricks
way.
that you've learned for yourself?
For me, actually, like in terms of the introvert extrovert thing, events, I feel like I've learned. For me, I'm like a big introvert, but I also like kind of have like a mental switch. And when the switch is flipped, you suddenly can't get me to shut up.
Love
And
that.
so if I can like get excited enough, get into like a groove of conversation into these events, which is always like the best events I feel like, are where like the panel is kind of going back and forth and playing off of each other and it's all very smooth. I think when I'm in that sort of space, usually I find the events go pretty smoothly. The harder thing for me, much harder, is social media. I am
Mm,
not always the best with the social media. And I know like posting more to it is very good for sales, but I'm just, I struggle. I struggle sometimes to post sufficiently, especially with
mm.
TikTok. TikTok is so hard. At least in my experience, TikTok is really hard.
Yeah, I gave
Yeah.
up on TikTok.
Me too. Me
I think
too.
there's only just so much you can do, and I think you're doing great. I mean, your book is selling itself. Your writing is the good. So whatever you're doing
That's what I try to
perfectly.
remind myself is that at the
Yeah.
end of the day, regardless of whether it is like 2026 or like 1982, word of mouth is still ultimately the only thing that sells a book in the long term.
Mm.
And for that, just writing a good book and doing your job is the core thing that matters.
Oh my
Yep.
God, yes.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's so it. Like, we have to wear, I just kind of like want to hug our entire community right now because just listening to all the things you've had to do on top of writing, which is already like such a massive, it consumes so much of your brain already. And it's like, we're also social media, we're also marketing, we're also like doing the events and all of that stuff. It's like so much. Our writing community would just you're all amazing. Everybody just have a hug and order the fancy food.
Oh, thank you. I definitely ordered the fancy food. So thanks for giving me a license to keep ordering fancy food.
It's okay. I'm here to enable at any time.
I love that. Okay, back to Queen of Faces really fast. Like, is there anything about the book or like about the themes or the story that you like wish or want readers to know before they go into reading it?
Before they go into reading it. Ooh. In terms of the themes I want them to take like after they've read it, I've talked about that a lot. I think I talked about it on Kelly Clarkson. Um, in terms of before they go into it, I think it would mostly just be a warning because it gets very, very dark at times. And I think like if you're just expecting more of a lighthearted YA romp, some of the stuff may hit very hard and unexpectedly. So I think just for any readers going in, be emotionally prepared for a lot of trauma.
Mm,
Ooh,
fair.
actually, I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I feel like that will make people want to read it more at this point. Well,
I
I
love
see we're like down to 5 minutes, so I want to ask you one of our favorite questions first, which is looking back at everything you've achieved so far, is there anything you wish you could tell a younger version of yourself?
Ooh, I think like the number one piece of writing advice that I give when I'm asked to like give writing advice, and the number one piece of advice I would give to like my younger self, I think it's quite simple. Just practice more. I
Mm,
think I'm a big believer in the 10,000 hour theory. That just you need to study something and practice it over and over again before you can get really good at it. I'm also a big fan. Stephen King talks about his how like as a writer you need to write like 1 million words total before you usually start approaching competency, and that certainly was how it was with me, I feel. uh so I think practice and like get comfortable with failure, I think is what I would say too. Like not like ultimate failure in the long term, but get comfortable with failing over and over again until eventually something breaks through. Uh, so that I think is what I would tell my younger self.
mm,
Yes. That's so beautifully, so well said. And honestly, I feel like your words are just that release that I think a lot of our listeners are gonna need. And myself also. It's like just keep writing, keep practicing, all of us. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
I think none of us will ever fully get there, and I think that's also part of the fun is of us just constantly
Definitely.
trying to be better storytellers and craftspeople. And so I think that's part of the fun of writing for me. So I love what you had to say.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So is there any like things you can tell us about book two? Is there any anything you could tell our listeners that have possibly read your book?
First off, the cover is just as good, if not better, than book one. I have seen
Oh.
it. I am in love with it. I think it's amazing. It's the same artist. I love it so much. Also, emotionally prepare yourself even more than after book one because this one is actually even darker. So that's all I'll say.
Okay, I think people will be very excited. I cannot wait. Do you know when the cover is going to get revealed?
Great question.
Okay.
I do not. My publishers will send me an email at some point.
Yeah, saying surprise. Okay, that's awesome. That's really, really exciting. Okay, so you're gonna be, I believe, at BookCon,
Yeah.
and
Are you going to book one
then
as well?
yeah, I'll be at
Oh,
BookCon,
awesome.
and then I think you're also doing LA Times Festival of
Same
Books.
weekend.
Same
I'm flying a
weekend.
lot.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that is
Are you going to be
wild.
at LA Times?
Hell no. I'm staying at BookCon.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I can't believe you're flying.
Just
So you're
enjoying
taking
New
a red
York.
eye? Oh, I
I
can't
think
believe you.
so.
Oh my
That's wild.
God.
You're everywhere. I'm so happy for you. You're killing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, just drink lots on
The
the
warm
plane.
water is such a
That's what I
great,
do. That's like my number one trick now to deal with airplanes being painful and annoying is just having a little glass of white wine.
mm. And you know what? At altitude, it affects you more, I believe. That could be fake news, but as I remember,
I
at
think I
altitude,
think that's right. That sounds
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I never
So,
drink
Perfect.
alone except related to airplanes.
Yeah,
That's
that feels
my
right.
one exception.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know our time is all gone, and honestly, I adore you. I think you're so smart, and I cannot
I
wait
adore
for
you
more
too.
and more books from you. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you at BookCon and at YALS.
oh my
Yeah.
God, yes. It was so great to meet you. Thank you for healing my soul today. I feel like
Oh, it was
I've been
wonderful to meet
nourished.
you.
I seriously, like, yeah, as always with
Keep
this
ordering that
show.
fancy food too.
Yes! Oh my God.
We can
I'm
mutually
trying to
enable each
restrict. I'm trying so hard. Over
other.
lockdowns, it was wild. Like I was ordering like chin chin to my door, which is like one of the Melbourne at the time it was like very Melbourne fancy like Thai fusion food and I used to just order it to the house. It's like wild work, but no regrets.
That sounds nice. That sounds pretty
No
nice though.
regrets. No regrets. Eat that
No regret.
food. Eat that food.
Of the publishing persuasion, of the publishing persuasion.